Australia Cup champions.
Sydney FC, they win the cup.
After 5 years in the Australia Cup wilderness, Perth Glory returned to the round of 32, chasing a first win in the tournament proper in 8 years. Tonight, they welcome 2016 Cup winners Melbourne City to the Sam Kerr Football Centre in Perth. Good evening, everyone. Robbie Feldman here with you. Welcome to the brand new home of football in the Western Australia capital. We are in Queen's Park, about 15 minutes outside of the Perth CBD, and it's a beautiful night for football. Certainly a far cry from what was served up by the weather gods just a few nights ago when Perth Red Star hosted Lions FC. This time, thankfully, no rain and just a slight breeze coming in from the southeast. All right, let's take a look at the team news. And for the home side, there's just the one change made by David Drilic from that playoff win in Darwin, with a Glory debut for 18-year-old defender Zach Lizalaiski, who's headed to WA from Western United. On the bench, A-League Golden Boot Adam Taggart will look to provide a goal-scoring injection later in the game, as will Nathaniel Blair, who made a real impact against the Raw with his size and finishing. They've gone with the 3-4-1-2 formation on the team sheet here, but that was after lining up last Wednesday with a 4-2-3-1. And it's a first look at Melbourne City for the new season. And the now permanent head coach Aurelio Vidmar has handed out club debuts to 20-year-old goalkeeper James Nieuwenhausen and new centre-back Kai Truan, moving to Melbourne after 5 seasons in Brisbane with the Raw. On the bench is new signing Herman Ferreira, former Argentina youth rep, heading down under after several seasons in Russia. Also likely to feature is Socceroo Marco Tilio, and there are several academy graduates on the bench in Suleimani, Wong and Dunbar. Patrick Beach as well is the reserve goalkeeper. Here is David Drilic, second competitive game in charge. He's been very happy with how the training sessions have gone over the past few weeks, saying there's a lot of information that's been passed on to his new squad, but they've absolutely eaten it up, and are very keen. Ali Reza Fagani, referee tonight, assisted by Andrew Maymarakis and Josh Manella. Captains for tonight, Davey Williams, who's reprised the armband from the Darwin game. Aziz Bayic as well, who was named the new club captain, succeeding the now departed Jamie McLaren. And there is Aurelio Vidmar, his first full off-season with Melbourne City. Was named the permanent head coach in May until the end of the 2025-26 season. Pitch looks an absolute treat here in Perth. Did cop quite a load of rain over the past few days, but thankfully the weather has cleared up. Glory wearing their new purple kits. City in their away all black. All set to go here in the West. Match day 3 in the round of 32 underway. Melbourne City travelling from right to left, as you see it on your screens. And it's a warm good evening to Daniel McBreen joining me in commentary tonight, Macca. Great to see you, great to be with you.
Good evening, Robbie, and welcome to all our viewers out there. Just listening to your intro there, and Perth Glory. It's been a bleak old time for them in recent years, hasn't it? Particularly in the Australia Cup. There's so much optimism and new hope around not only the city but the state as well, that this could be the dawn of a new era that takes them back to the heights of their NSL days and the early A-League days. But Melbourne City stand in their way, a team who are no stranger to success in recent years, and a bit of a rebuild of their own.
Yeah, that cup record for the Glory, after doing reasonably well in the first 2 seasons, runners-up in 2014 to Adelaide and 2015 to Melbourne Victory. Since then, it's 3 losses in the round of 32. Last time they tasted victory in the cup proper, 2016, the round of 32 against Brisbane Raw. Dino Julbic double in Ballymore.
That's a astounding stat, that. 8 years without a win in the Australia Cup. They'll be looking to write that tonight.
Williams fighting hard, winning the foul. Presents an attacking opportunity from a set piece for the Glory.
Well, it's good pressing from Perth. I think we all expect that with David Drilic and the coaching path he's been on in recent years.
Free kick from O'Neill, swung into the far post. The keeper hesitated. The shot blocked away, and then the follow-up over the crossbar. It was right into that corridor of uncertainty for the young keeper, Neuenhausen, on debut tonight.
Well, it was a delicious ball in, wasn't it? It was one of the Perth players just getting across the front post there. I can't quite see who that was. And it fell to David Williams. And he was very good last week, David Williams.
Early pressure from the Glory. Falls to Faisal on the left. And this kid is absolutely on fire. Abdul Faisal slots it in at the near post past Neuenhausen, and the Glory take an early lead here in Perth.
Well, I was just saying how good Davey Williams was last time out. Well, this kid was even better. Got himself a double on that occasion, and he's had the dream start here as well. As the ball goes forward, it's a little bit sloppy in defence from City, and as it comes wide, he just takes a touch, drags it onto his left foot, and beats the keeper on the near post. They'll be a little bit disappointed in their defending there, City. You see, just shifts it onto the left foot. Not particularly hard strike either. And I think Neuenhausen will be a little bit disappointed that that snuck in at the near post, but a great start for Perth Glory.
You also have to give props to Davey Williams there. Absolute veteran move. Just took a half step to his left to block Callum Talbot, and that gave Faisal just enough space. And the Glory, they go again here. Risdon with the cross, knotted at the near post by Cyprian. Williams lays it back. Geez, the Glory look up for it tonight. That was not far away.
Well, City haven't turned up at the start of this match, have they? They are being trounced by Glory early on. Real intensity. Look at that. 5 players up around the edge of the box for Perth pressing.
Foul going to Melbourne City. Yeah, that pressing game was a real feature of that playoff win in Darwin against Brisbane. Of course, David Drilic instrumental in helping instigate that in Sydney FC last season with Ufuk Talay. They've won it back here again, the Glory. Risdon. City eventually come away with it. Of course, the schooling that David Drilic has got with his coaching career thus far at RB Leipzig.
Yeah. Well, they read the book, didn't they, on the pressing.
O'Neill, first-time ball to the back post, looking for Faisal. Still unconvincing from City thus far. And again, it's very similar to how the Glory started 10 days ago. It was a very fast opening 5-10 minutes. Put Brisbane under a lot of pressure, and we're seeing that again tonight here against City.
And you could hear when they gave the ball away higher up the pitch, you could hear the Glory coaching staff just encouraging the players to press again, keep going, don't let the City players get their head up. And now it's Glory's turn to try to play through the press.
The City have forced the turnover. Bajic can't control it. There's Carluccio battling hard. Gets the cross away. Williams goes up. There's a lot to like about how the Glory have started this season. Granted, it is only one game worth, but see again on the replay there, Williams going high. David Drilic has said midweek that what they're trying to implement at the club is basically a complete overhaul of everything. Playing style, morale. So it's not going to be a fast fix, but from what we've seen so far, it all seems to be working.
Well, if they continue to play football like this during the season, I'm sure their fans will be extremely pleased and happy, especially if the results come with it as well. But you're right, Robbie, it is a big task. Well, previous owner Tony Sage was there for a long time, put a lot of his time and money and effort into the club, and found it was time to move on. So it is almost starting from scratch again. New owners, whole new backroom staff, a lot of experience coming in as well with those new owners.
Here's Faisal again. Caused so much danger. Down to the byline, it's kept in play. Just about. No. Ball rolls out. It'll be a goal kick. Mackie, you mentioned some of that experience coming in terms of the playing staff. There's over or nearly 550 caps worth of A-League experience coming in. That's so invaluable.
That is. But it's right to get the mix as well. You need, you can see, they've got a few young players sprinkled in there as well with real quality. And you get that mix right, and you get your playing style right. And when you've got a real foundation of a club behind that, it's all the components of success.
New City on the attack, Politides. Perth Glory win it back once more. Here's some of those incoming transfers. Lockie Barr, Taras Gamulka, Brandon O'Neill, Josh Risdon. It's a fair chunk of A-League games right there.
Yeah.
Not to mention Nikola Mileušnić not in action tonight. Nico Pennington as well. Still working his way back from injury. Now a chance for City just to get some touches on the ball.
Well, again, you can hear the Glory staff urging their players to play forward immediately when they win the ball. And even though they gave it away, it was that you could hear, that's fine, that's fine. And he wants them to get into the habit of winning that ball and getting it forward straight away while the opposition is still spread, can't get set. It takes time to bed that in and to get it right, but you stick to that format and hopefully it becomes second nature and you'll cause teams lots of problems.
It was very much similar to what Ange Postecoglou was doing at the Raw all those years ago, when the Raw were making mistakes, conceding goals when trying to play out the back. Ange's faith never wavered. He said, stick to the process, it will come good. The rest is history. And he's trying to do that with Tottenham. Second season in the Premier League coming up.
He's been pretty good at doing it wherever he's been, hasn't he?
There's that high press again. City good enough on this occasion. Talbot gets it out from under his feet. Naboo, and then cleared off the penalty spot by Risdon. Healthy crowd here at the Sam Kerr Centre. You see the possession stats early on. 2/3 in favour of the Glory. Prior to kickoff, they had sold 1,000 tickets. Capacity here is about 2,000. There's a 700-seater grandstand over on the far side. But the club's done very well to get their members in behind this new era. So there could be something special brewing in the West this season. There's Samuel Cyprian, experienced defender, second season with City. Here they are on a check through Lapane. Numbers streaming forward. Naboo lifts it into the near post. Nearly comes through for Politides. Still in the box. Kneed away by Majeka Dunmi. First real occasion we've seen Glory stretched a little bit. There's a lot of space right in front of the back four. Zane Schreiber working hard to get possession back.
Well, you do tend to wonder how long, particularly this early in the season, that Glory can keep this, I guess, intensity up. It's really driven from the bench, isn't it? There's going to be a time when fatigue starts to set in, and if Melbourne City can keep moving that ball around and moving them around, opportunities will present themselves.
Well, the clear example of that was in the playoff in Darwin. I keep referencing it, but Abdul Faisal after 40 minutes was cramping.
Yeah.
He did do a lot of running, to be fair.
Cramped after 40 minutes, cramped in the goal celebration. You can't say that he wasn't working hard.
I think working just as hard was Stan Lazaridis, who raced out on Faisal's goal celebration for his second goal. Helped him stretch out the cramp.
It's a hands-on approach from all at Perth Glory.
I guess it just speaks to that enthusiasm that's come with the new ownership, this new style, I guess the revolution that is happening with the Glory. It's hard not to get involved.
Well, exactly. That enthusiasm, you don't want someone who's the football director sitting there going, that's not my job, I'm not interested. He's in there with the players, helping them any way he can. That's what you want to see, the passion. And it's just settled a bit now, hasn't it? More of a block now for Perth, waiting for the right opportunity to press. But they've already got a reward from that early press. An early goal from Faisal gives them the lead. And now it's a case of being a little bit more structured.
I wonder if that's possibly even a tactic employed by David Zrilic. Start fast, almost a blitzkrieg, get an early goal, and then you can kind of get into a rhythm. Melbourne City, they've made the appearance at every Australia Cup. 10th edition this year, and they've been in all 10. Mentioned at the top of the program, 2016 winners. Defeated Sydney FC in the final. The Tim Cahill goal. Lost the final in 2019 to Adelaide. They've only ever lost once at this stage of the tournament. And that was way back in the first edition, 2014. It's the second time these two sides have met, and it's the second time that they've met in Perth. Last time it was the semi-final of 2015 held at NOB Stadium. On that day, the Glory 3-1 winners. Here's Politidis. Forces a run out of Caputo, who's done well to get there and limits the damage to a throw-in. It's neatly done in a tight space. Jego gives possession away. Here's Callum Talbot. Now Schreiber on the edge of the box. Out for Politidis. Bajic. Oh, no. Alireza Fagani waving away the foul. Brandon O'Neill stayed down. Eventually the referee obliges.
Well, looks like he may have caught one to the ribs, was it? Just have another look here as he comes out. He does to cop an elbow really across the ribs. There's heated discussions all around.
Stay as the 10. Let him by himself. Just stay there.
Callum Talbot, the new owner of the number 2 jersey at Melbourne City, formerly of Scott Galloway, who's headed across the ditch, wearing the striking new black and blue kit of Auckland FC this year.
Is that your new team now, is it, Robbie?
May or may not be on my socials, yes. No comment. Also, the season fixtures announced this week as well. Headlined by a couple of derbies in the first few weekends.
Is it round 6, Auckland versus Wellington? Am I right in remembering that? Or have I got that totally wrong?
I think round 6 is the Auckland home derby. Round 3, I believe, might be Wellington.
So fireworks early.
I stand to be corrected, of course. Here's Politidis. Given away. Dangerous area. The Glory. Haven't been down this end for a few minutes. They have a free kick.
Well, we saw the press and the possession earlier in the game. And that's completely flipped on its head now. Only 30% with Glory, with City having so much possession in the recent minutes. But here's another opportunity. We saw Brandon O'Neill put in a lovely ball earlier from a very similar position.
Taras Gamulka standing over it as well. Will be O'Neill again. Same area. Can't get past Schreiber. City are able to work their way out here. Lovely touch from Schreiber. Neat work from Caputo as well. Using his size to keep possession. Big things expected of young Max Caputo this year. Of course, it was name dropped by Jamie McLaren towards the end of the season as the man likely to lead this line. Still only 18 years of age.
Well, he did have Jamie McLaren sitting on the bench for a few games at the end, towards the end of last season, didn't he? Some big shoes to fill.
He's definitely already building a great list of records. He's the second youngest Melbourne City debutant, the youngest ever goal scorer for the club. And in terms of continental competitions, he's the youngest Australian to score in the Asian Champions League, the 5th youngest overall since Opta started collecting stats. Here is Caputo again, nearly linking up with Naboo out wide. So for someone so young, it's not a bad resume to have.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll look to build on that over the coming years. Well, Perth Glory really finding it hard to string a few passes together now. It's Melbourne City really dictating the play.
Lapane out for Naboo, shaping to cross. Talbot. City throwing. City looking far more comfortable on the ball now.
Well, they've had plenty of possession over the past 10 minutes, haven't they? But still haven't really been able to breach Glory at all. Eloise is saying that I'm the referee, don't stop. I'll call it, but was he going to call it if he didn't stop is my question. I think that was Aziz's question as well. Well, how many times does he have to kick on my heels before you're going to call it?
You can see he was thinking, please give it. Please. Otherwise, I'll have to keep going at you. Caputo, just another one in that lower back. Bit of physicality from the Glory defence here.
Yeah, he seemed to just grab, like you say, the lower back, maybe a little bit of a knee. Just hitting the bone there, which can be quite painful.
Eventually conceding the throw. There are some big bodies in that Glory backline. Kaylin Majeka-Dunmi, Lockie Barr, quite physical. Zach Lizalewski as well is not a small person.
Well, it's been a real physical battle through this area here. And just outside of Perth's back third. Plenty of strong tackles going in and turnover of possession.
Oh, Sale threading the needle there. Somehow got through to Luke Bodnar.
Well, I have to admit, in this light, I thought it was a City player that picked up the ball and was about to slot it into the empty net.
And eventually goes out. I can say, as a fan of several teams who try to play like this, it's not an easy watch sometimes.
I remember when days gone past when you'd watch highlight shows, and if the ball was at the back, you knew there was a longer ball coming to go forward to see the goal. Now when there's a ball at the back, you think, uh-oh, it's a turnover, they're going to steal it and score. And obviously the statistics show that, you know, more often it's better to play short passes if you can get it right, but...
If.
Yes.
That's the key word.
The big word is if. Still a time and a place though, isn't there, Robbie? Just get rid of it. Get it up the field.
When in doubt. Definitely something more my over 35s team abides by. mentioned, Glory just haven't been able to link up with each other as much as they had in the opening first few minutes. City definitely more in control. Still trailing. Goal after 2 minutes and 24 seconds to Abdul Faisal. It's 3 goals in 2 games now for the youngster.
Well, I'm just looking at his touch map. He's touched the ball once in the opposition box and he's got a goal. Now that's clinical for you.
Faisal signed from the MacArthur Academy. Former Mount Druitt Town Rangers player as well. Cup experience there a few years ago. I mentioned it to Andy Harper in Darwin. He's been likened by Stan Lazaridis to Mo Salah. So he now has the adopted nickname of Mo.
Big raps, very big raps. Well, he's produced the goods so far in the first 2 matches of this season.
It also goes to show that there is that talent in the lower leagues as City get a shot away. Doesn't really test Ollie Sale. Stunning night in Perth. Here in the suburb of Queen's Park. About 15 minutes out of the city. I will say it is actually quite nice to see the sky rather than Wednesday night in that Red Star game. Dead set, raining sideways, blowing a gale. Approaching the half-hour mark here in Perth. Gory just trying to pick up the tempo a little bit. Caputo working his way back. And then a poor pass from Alessandro Lopane. And the move breaks down for City. Quick release looking for Faisal. Neuenhausen comes out. Oh, there's big contact there. That looked nasty. Cyprian on the end of the clearing kick from the young keeper. Heart and mouth stuff there. You see when the leg comes swinging out like that, you're entering broken leg territory. Thankfully, it doesn't look to be that bad, but didn't look great.
Well, I won't be surprised if it's not a yellow card for Faisal because he pushes Cyprian there. And if he doesn't push Cyprian, Neuenhausen just comes out and clears. And the contact is because of the push. And there's a clear foul. And I thought it was a dangerous one in mine because you could see the contact would be the consequence.
Cyprian playing at centre-back tonight. Of course, they do have Herman Ferreira on the bench, new Argentine signing. Take another look at it again. There's quite clearly the push from Faisal. Thankfully, all parties look to be up and okay.
No foul at all. I think he's just said that they came together themselves.
Well, we play on. No harm, no foul, as they say. Awkward ball back for Sale. He's done well. Big Kiwi keeper. Here come the glory. Gamulka. Now David Williams. Bodnar not having any options forward, so looks back. Now Majeka Dunme. That's off the hand of Zane Schreiber. Faisal crowded out and City win possession back. Jago takes over. Now Lapane has Naboo out wide. One-on-one. Cleared away at the front post by Lockie Barr. Politidis out wide. Finds his captain. It's well marshalled out for a goal kick.
Well, for all their possession, City still haven't really been able to unlock that Glory defence and create anything really of note, have they? A couple of crosses into the box, maybe one that went through earlier on. But everything else has been dealt with quite easily by Glory at this stage. No shots, no on target at all, no corners for City. And still only one touch in Perth Glory's box as well.
Free kick here for Perth. Faisal seemingly given a bit of a free rein in the last couple of minutes. Pretty clear yank on the jersey from Callum Talbot. There's Faisal again. Neat run forward, rolled across the face of the box. Risdon wins it back, clips it to the back post, and eventually City can clear.
Well, that was neat play down the left-hand side. And as the ball came back out, Politidis just went to sleep. And Josh Risdon just nipped in front and almost created another opportunity.
Faisal brings it down for the Glory. Williams is there to tidy up. Here's support in Risdon. Lachlan Barr. That's neatly done by the Glory. Williams. And the shot. Jared Carluccio blocked. Jago fighting hard to win possession. He's looking to release. Well, it's eventually come through. Andrew Naboo. Lovely diagonal ball. Politidis brings it down well. Fashions some space for the cross, and it's not into the near post. And City have their leveller, and it is the young gun, Max Caputo. 10 minutes to half-time. Perth 1, City 1.
Well, he may have went to sleep down the other end just moments ago, but Harry Politidis certainly woke up down the other end. As the ball comes out to his side here, there were shouts for handball as he went up there, but nothing given. He cuts inside, and it's a beautiful dink post run ball to the near post, where Max Caputo had just really drifted into unmarked, and it's the simplest of headers at the near post. Ollie Sale, nothing he could do about that one, and that's a good striker's run from Max Caputo.
David Williams, captain for tonight. Some strong words with Ali Reza Fagani. Maybe blew the whistle a little too loudly for Davey Williams. First goal in the cup for young Max Caputo. We'll take another look at it.
Well, I think this is what Davey Williams was talking about, and do you know what? I think he's got it with the chest. I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think the referee's got it right. And then it's wonderful feet and a lovely ball in from Politidis. And we spoke about Max Caputo and his escapade so far as a young footballer. Well, that's where you want your number 9, getting across the front post. Lovely glancing header.
2 goals in his A-League career. He's off the mark in the Australia Cup. City picking things up now as we close out half-time. Bahich with the free kick to the back post, nodded by Cyprian. Glory have the numbers there to clear. There has been a yellow card given to Kaylin Majeka-Dunmi. In the midst of all that, City back on the attack again. But Bodnar is there for Perth. Nicely worked by the Glory. And credit to Politidis there, who himself worked back. Almost felt like the game really needed a goal to happen when it did. Seeming they had been drifting along after that fast start by the Glory. Back on the attack here with Gamulka. Tries to thread the needle, but too much on the pass. It's a free kick anyway to City.
Davey Williams with the body check there on Callum Talbot. You can see here, just as the ball looks to go through, you see he steps across the line of Talbot as he steps towards the ball.
Didn't get away with that one.
Just getting back to mentioning how you said that the game, it felt like it needed a goal. It did seem that City weren't penetrating Glory at all in that back third. They weren't really getting anything of note into the box. It just goes to show you slip off for one moment. And quality's there. And at the moment, both teams have got one shot on target and a goal apiece.
Schreiber perhaps could have carried the ball a little bit more there. Had a little bit of space around him. Faisal winning possession back. Just gets his heels clipped by Jimmy Jego.
Faisal was just fixing the socks there. I looked at the 40-minute mark, thought he was maybe cramping again.
Might be closer to the hour mark instead. A week on from training. Of course, you do have to keep in mind that David Drilic has really only had his hands on this team for about a month. As we've said before, it will take time for this to truly bed down, this new style of play. Free kick there for Perth. So I guess it's almost a fine balancing act between using cup games to get minutes into the players to try these things, but at the same time it is a cup competition, so you do want to win.
And that is also the dilemma of it being at this part of the season as well. When you come up against opposition who are also trying things. And then you may pull an NPL club who's in the midst of their season right near the end, who are all fit and firing and ready to go. And very embedded in the way they play.
Crucial touch from Williams, but can't get it under control there. Taras Gamulka.
And that was a good opportunity as well. Just had a heavy touch.
It's
Carluccio,
apologies.
Yeah. Just a heavy touch there, and look at Faisal in the top of your screen there, just baying for the ball to be played in front of him.
Glorious night here in Perth as the sun just about fully sets. Which of the two coaches, Macca, do you think will be happier after the first 45 minutes?
I think Aurelio Vidmar would have to be happy with the way his team's controlled the play. And I think on the opposite end of that is that without having too much possession, Glory, on the most part, have subdued this Melbourne City attack. So I think maybe truly to look at that as a positive, but their start was fantastic. Obviously, first 5 minutes, City didn't know what had come at them.
Here's Josh Risdon for Perth. Question of an offside, but playing on for the time being with Carluccio. Back for Bodnar. And O'Neill. Risdon. Rolls it forward. Carluccio again. Trying to fashion some space for a cross here. Into the penalty area now, the Glory. Here's Eliski. Links up with Faisal. The excitement machine gets a shot away, and it flashes across the face of James Neuenhausen's goal.
Well, he's just one of those players that's very quick, very exciting. You feel like something's going to happen when he picks up the ball. See here, very direct, looks to get at his defender, get in the box, fashion an angle for a shot. And that's only going to improve with more minutes under his belt, more time out there.
Just the one extra minute at the end of the first 45. Now, no matter where the Glory play, the home fans will always give stick to the away goalkeeper. It's one of the beautiful things about Australian football.
Right, you're supposed to give stick to goalkeepers no matter where you are.
Spoken by a proper striker. Battling away once again. Referee letting play continue. Bit of space here for City now in the midfield. Politidis off to the left. Schreiber carrying it on. Maybe just a second too long.
And that'll be that for the first half. It was a good opportunity. Just carried it, as you say, maybe one step too far.
No time for the goal kick. And the referee brings to a close the first 45 minutes here in Perth. Even on the scoreboard, it was the Glory who made such a fast start. Melbourne City working their way back into it. Abdul Faisal with only 2 minutes on the scoreboard, getting the home side in front. But then eventually, City's youngsters combine. Max Caputo headed City level. Halftime here in Perth. It is the Glory 1, Melbourne City 1. We're off to a short break, and on the other side, we'll review all the first half action in the halftime show. We'll see you soon. Welcome back to Perth. Celebratory scenes early on for the Glory and their home fans. Abdul Faisal getting things off to a rollicking start. But at halftime, City were able to work themselves back into it for a score of 1-1. And Daniel McBreen, as we reflect on the first half, that fast start from Glory, reminiscent of the Darwin playoff against Brisbane.
Well, they came out of the blocks firing, didn't they, Glory? It was poor defending from City, it must be said, but when the ball fell to Abdul Faisal, he took a touch, brought it onto his left foot and hit it low and hard down near the front post. Neuenhausen won't be too happy with his goalkeeping there, but it was a start that Perth Glory wanted and deserved. The first 5 minutes they came out all guns blazing and City didn't know what hit them. But then they got into the game, City. They started to control the game. They moved the ball around. Hadn't had much success in breaking down the Glory defence in these areas here. But on this occasion, Politidis did very well to bring the ball down. And you just see there, Max Caputo just ghosted into the near post area. Should have been someone following the run, but there wasn't. And when Politidis did the hard work, he just clips it into that near post area. And it's a lovely glancing header. And you see Ollie Sale just caught in no man's land and couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah, big space in between Kalim Majekadami and Lockie Barr. And Max Caputo exploiting that to his advantage. So we take a look at the stats. XG, absolutely level. Shots and shots on target, fairly level. But that possession stat, after the first 5-10 minutes, it was the reverse. It was Perth Glory dominating early. But then after scoring that goal, not sure necessarily if they went back into their shell, but they were happy to let City control.
Well, yeah, I think they also, you can't keep that intensity for a longer period, particularly this early in the season. So after 5 minutes of that intensity, it was a case of we've got a goal. Okay, now it's time to hit some structure and, you know, try and be a little bit more concerted in the way that we press and the way that we play.
When we take a look at the chances of the first half, there weren't too many of note. Early chance here for Davey Williams, eventually over the goal of James Neuenhausen. But Glory early looked very dangerous.
Well, yeah, you can see by how light it was there, how early they were, those efforts. And this young man, Faisal, looks dangerous when he gets the ball. Likes to run up the defenders. But they had plenty of most of their chances, Perth Glory, came earlier in the game, and then it was about soaking up the pressure and trying to hit on the counter-attack.
It's 3 goals in 2 games now for Abdul Faisal. So if you put your coaching hat on here, what do you think each side really needs to do here? What's the key thing for the teams as they approach the second half?
Well, I think Drillich will try to come out with the same intensity they did at the first half, try and shock City again, but I think this time City will be a little bit more aware. You've got to also think that Glory have played 1 game against A-League opposition already, so this is the first hit out for City, so that first 5 minutes might have been a little bit of a wake-up call, get the cobwebs out of the system. And I think that it'll be more about that final third for Melbourne City. How do they break down and create more opportunities of note in that final third, which they only really did 1 time and scored off it, mind you, in that first half.
Plenty more round of 32 action coming up. Match day 4. Coverage starting from 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Lambton Jaffers hosting Melbourne Victory. Another A-League v NPL clash. South Melbourne hosting Wellington Phoenix. And then the lowest ranked team in the round of 32, Melbourne Serbia hosting Modbury Jets. And then the late kick-off, Olympic Kingsway up against your Edgeworth Eagles.
Who got another win today against the Lambton Jaffers.
Well, there you go. So not too far away from the second half. Subs going through their final paces. And it looks like it's Adam Taggart just strolling through the centre circle. We might see him on at the start of the second half. We'll find out after this short break here on 10 Play. Couple of minutes away from kickoff here in Perth, the second half. It's around a 32 clash. And it looks like a substitute coming for the Glory. Adam Taggart is donning the armband. Just awaiting confirmation for who exactly that will be. Final instructions coming from David Drilic. Golden boot last year in the A-League. Adam Taggart made his way back into the Socceroos. A real fillip for the club that they managed to hold on to someone of the calibre of Adam Taggart for the upcoming season. Here comes the Glory. Davey Williams is made his way back out on the park. So it may well be possibly Abdul Faisal making way. Once again, just awaiting confirmation of that. No, Faisal looks like he's lining up on the left. Just scanning the pitch. It might be Lapane who's made way. No, there he is. Danny McBreen pointing out hurriedly. Really is a fantastic turnout here at the Sam Kerr Football Centre. Here comes the board. Adam Taggart has come on for Luke Bodnar. Well, there you go. Danny McBreen, what do we know?
Not much, obviously. I think we named it and looked at every player and some on the other team as well, by the way.
So that would mean a likely rejig in formation for the Glory. Taggart and Williams will be combining up top. Second half underway here at the Sam Kerr Football Centre. Can Glory break this long Australia Cup drought? Entering an 8th year without a win. Looking to pounce on that heavy touch. O'Neill perhaps could have taken a touch himself there.
Well, very similar to the first half, an aggressive press. And first time pass forward when they do win the ball. Sloppily put out by O'Neill, but you can see again Perth throwing the bodies forward, committing early to press.
Here's Gamulka. City hoping that their start to the second half is different to the first. That's lovely work from Gamulka down the left, cutting it back for Taggart with his first touch. And the second finds the back of the net. Carbon copy of the first half. The Glory lead after 90 seconds in the second.
Just ask me, I'll tell you, Robbie, what they're going to do. They're going to press the same and they're going to score early. Well, what about that? Great press, great football as well. Under pressure, lovely flick around the corner there from Faisal. And then it was Taras Gamulka who gets the head up, looks back, and you don't want anyone else to be on the ball in those areas than Adam Taggart. Rides the challenge. You see the little look there, cuts back, and he is lethal. Taggart from around the 12-yard spot tucks it away, and the perfect start again from Perth Glory.
And may have even taken a slight deflection off the sprawling Samuel Cyprian. Certainly wouldn't have helped his young keeper. Neuenhausen concedes his second for the night. And Adam Taggart all alone on the penalty spot. Alarm bells have to be ringing there for City.
Oh, it's just another day in the office for Adam Taggart, isn't it? He'll just come on a lazy minute and score a goal. Does it so often.
And he nets his first Australia Cup goal in 5 appearances, Adam Taggart. Got himself on the score sheet here in Perth for the Socceroos as well. And that certainly brought the home crowd back into it. It was Risdon heading in fields. Ran out of steam in the end, really.
It looked like a tired touch, didn't it? He chased back, won the ball against 2 City players, and as he drove forward, I'm not sure he wanted it back.
It'll be interesting to see how the Glory respond once again to going up early. Here's Lapane lifting it in, and Caputo on the end of it. Again, in so much space, all alone. Nodding it wide on this occasion.
Well, they paid the price in the first half for allowing him too much space. And if we have a look here, it's not too much movement. He's really just standing free at that near post area. And players in that area, you have to start thinking about not just zones, but where is the danger? And the player is the danger.
Max Caputo seems like the sign of any good quality striker is just able to find himself in space inside the box. And it's not the first occasion that the Glory central defenders have been seemingly pulled apart. Here's Gamulka looking forward now. And that early change paying dividends already for David Zrilic. No free kick. Right in front of the home fans. And now that Ali Reza Fagani's given a yellow card. And it looks like it's gone to David Williams. And here is that instant impact from Adam Taggart.
Now those 2 fingers from David Zrilic were the posts, and he said, see those 2 things? Stick it between there for me, please. All right, no problem, Gaffer. Job done. As David Williams picks himself up a card. He's had a running conversation with Alireza Fagani tonight. He had warned him in the first half that he'll book him if he continues. So obviously said too much.
Offside there against Caputo. Yeah, we see it close up. Well, ball one back for City. A chance. Oh, we're back on level terms, and it's Harry Politidis. Perth Glory falling asleep at the back, and the youngster pulls City level for the 2nd time tonight.
Well, it was playing in a tight area. Poor ball and an air swing as well. And then it was just the simple task of laying the ball in front of Politidis, who tucked it away. And that's something Lockie Barr will not want to see again. And it's a neat finish from Politidis. He's got himself an assist and a goal for the night. But after their hard work to take the lead again early in this second half, they've thrown it away with some calamitous play.
The Heidelberg United junior, Harry Politidis. Just his 2nd cup appearance, has his 1st cup goal and another yellow card. And that might be to the goal scorer.
Well, the crowd's starting to get into this as well, aren't they? There's a foul there. Not much you could argue on that one.
Kalatitis, last time he was on the score sheet was in the VPL local club competition back in May. Gamulka, Faisal, down to the byline, lifting it in. Risdon, shot blocked. Bajic comes away with it for City. And a stray pass. That's definitely a pre-season pass.
Well, that was neat play again from Faisal. Showed a quick pair of heels and a nice little ball across. And you just feel that there's a few more goals in this game in the second half. So the players get a little bit more fatigued as well. The errors, they start creeping in. Both persisting with trying to play out through the press as well, which is causing a lot of turnovers.
Callum Talbot linking well here with Lapane. Oh, and sliding in. Gamulka appealing to the assistant referee.
Well, I wasn't so sure that he even connected with the challenge there. It's a corner, I think has been given. Let's have another look here. I don't think he connected, but I think Talbot had to take evasive action from the foot coming across, but then, no, it's free kick. Well, I've got it wrong again. Well, it's not the first time, and it definitely won't be the last.
It will be Aziz Bajic to take. The City captain lifts it in deep, a little too deep. Kai Truan coming in on the back post. Oh, geez. Dicing with death once again. Ollie Sale.
Well, he didn't have the greatest of seasons last year, did he? Especially with his feet, from what we've seen of him in his times at Wellington especially.
Here comes City again. And the boot just straying offside.
I like it. Typical attacker. Incredulous that he could be caught offside. And we're seeing a lot of turnover under pressure now.
Kai Truan moving interstate, turning up for the first time tonight in City colours. 5 seasons with the Raw. Great season last season. Earning an all-star selection. And a boot. Schreiber. He has looked willing tonight, young Zane Schreiber. Now Jego. Wide for Talbot. First touch was heavy. It's good pressure coming in from young Zach Lizalewski. Another foul from Faisal. He's done that a couple of times tonight, just reaching out. Looking to grab a jersey. Now Naboo. Drills it outside of the boot cross. And Williams eventually can clear for the Glory. Sitting a little bit deeper now. Another Glory. Another cross comes in to the back stick. And a first-time volley. Right idea, decent technique, just not on target from Alessandro Lapane.
Well, it was a wonderful ball, wasn't it? And it just comes at the right height. He just doesn't get it right, but his eyes lit up there.
As did yours.
Yeah, well, he rather just sort of stabbed at it rather than really volleying through the ball.
Bar lifts it long, Faisal. In amongst a wall of black jerseys, he's done well to win the foul.
He certainly looks a good prospect, doesn't he, for the future?
Well, any player who can lift a set of home fans when there's that feeling of anything can happen whenever he's on the ball. Still only 19 years old. Here's Majeka Dunme. An unforced error, really. City can come away with it. Politidis, goal scorer. Two Adelaide teammates coming together for, or former Adelaide teammates, Jago and Bar. And we go at it again here. A little bit more in that one that time.
Oh, Jago was about to wind up there, wasn't he? Just as the whistle went. Well, the second half has really taken on the almost carbon copy of the first, isn't it? Perth Glory come out, snatch an early goal, and then it's all City after that in possession-wise. And Glory really finding it difficult to move forward as a cohesive unit.
Well, it took City half an hour to respond on the score sheet anyway in the first half. The second half, it only took 5 minutes. Truman for Naboo Talbot. That's well read by Lezalowski.
Thoughts, Robbie?
Well, the word foul is going through my head.
Oh, yeah. I tend to agree.
Lezalowski sending it long. 21 fouls in the match so far. City leading that count 2-1. Now that we're past the hour mark, do tend to wonder when both coaches will start glancing towards their benches. Few attacking options for David Zrilic in the shape of Nathaniel Blair and Kwaren Go, who both had some real impact in the playoff game. Marco Tilio on the bench for Aurelia Vidmar. A couple of exciting young academy graduates as well in Medin Memeti and Lawrence Wong. Both Both teenagers who only recently signed their scholarship deals, graduating through Melbourne City's pathway program. Really starting to see some dividends now. Melbourne City, here they are on attack through Andrew Naboot. Gets a shot away and it's looped over the top of Ollie Sale. Well, they'll take it any way they can. And City, for the first time tonight, are in front.
Well, as Andrew Naboot picked up this ball, what went through my mind was, how many times do we see him cut inside here and get a shot off into that far post area? It's a lovely switch of play, and you can see here at the moment it's a 3v1. He's got runners moving defenders around in front of him. He tucks inside, and he gets a little bit lucky with the deflection off Gomulka, I think it was. But as he comes inside, he's looking to bend it into that far corner, as he always does. A real lucky deflection that leaves Ollie Sale no chance again, but that's the danger. When you allow him to drift inside, whether it's on the right foot or the left, he will look to bend it into that far corner. He is a danger, and Perth Glory have paid the price.
Andrew Naboot with his third cup goal. And Sydney, for the first time, as I said, find themselves leading on the scoreboard. Perhaps somewhat fortuitously. Maybe harsh in asking the question, but could that potentially be an own goal?
Well, it could be. Let's have this angle will probably tell us better. I think it's actually probably going towards the bend, maybe. If you're going to be not so harsh and say that the bend of the ball coming back maybe it would have gone in anyway. Been a very cruel man to take it off him.
Merely asking the question is all. Here comes City again through Aziz Bayic. Support over on the left, looking for the return pass. Bayic as well. Politidis fighting hard. Oh, Caputo somehow nearly gets it on target. Ball in behind him. He's able to contort his body, get a shot away.
But again, he's almost free in the box, wasn't he? The fact that he was able to move, turn his body and get the shot away, uncontested. David Drilic must be thinking, right, that may be something we need to work on here. Look, he was in acres of space, in between defenders again. And that's something that Perth Glory will have to look at. Picking up players in the box. You can't allow strikers to have that much time and space.
I wonder if that's perhaps maybe a communication thing between a new centre-back pairing as well. Majeka Dunmi and Barr would only be the second game that they've played together.
Well, that's something that communication needs to be sorted out very quickly. Whoever's nearest in the box generally gets tight.
As Williams finds his support out wide and Risdon crosses off the left. Suprain is there. Neil was asking a lot of Risdon there.
And we've still got 25 minutes in this game, but we look back to Perth Glory last season. I don't think it seemed that every game had about 5 or 6 goals in it, and it just depended on which way it was going to go. And look back to the last one, 4-2 in their favour, 3-2 against at the moment.
Could be another thrilling season out west. And the Glory behind on the night. I mentioned their cup record isn't a great one. Last time they won was 2016. 3 previous losses in the round of 32, including a cup set to Heidelberg United in 2017.
The thing is too with Perth Glory, if they get knocked out of this cup competition, it's not like a lot of the teams on the eastern seaboard. You get knocked out, you can still organise a friendly with an A-League club down the road. With them being so far away, it really becomes the local NPL clubs, or it becomes an expensive venture to go across to either another country or to the eastern states to be near the other teams to get those pre-season games in to be ready and firing.
Edge of the box here, Schreiber has time to measure the shot! Oh, and a stunning strike from Zane Schreiber. Stretches the Glory's lead. That is a cracking finish from young Zane Schreiber. And City are up 4-2.
Well, it really came out of nothing, didn't it? It was a neat turn. Lots of bodies everywhere. And he just finds himself space on the edge of the box, opens his body up on that left foot. You see here, just ricochets to him. He just has a look, and that's a wonderful strike into the far corner. May really go and celebrate. Zane Schreiber with a great strike from outside the box.
And he gets his first goal in senior colours, Zane Schreiber. Junior from Bomaderry FC in Blacktown City. From Nowra, over on the east coast. And straight away, David Drilich goes to the bench. 2 changes. With Adam Bagaria coming on. Nathaniel Blair as well. 2 attacking moves. And Glory are chasing the game now. Adam Bagaria making his Glory debut as well, coming on for David Williams. Joining from the Western Sydney Wanderers Academy. And Nathaniel Blair coming on for Abdul Faisal, who has been busy once again tonight. Gamorka looks through the legs of Max Caputo. Nathaniel Blair was one who also had impact off the bench in the cup playoff. Looked to use his size and speed as well to his advantage. Referee again waving play on. Adam Bagaria, cracking start to the NPL New South Wales season with the Wanderers, scoring 8 goals before heading west. Genuine number 10 who's got a lot of flair and creativity. "20 minutes remain here in Perth. Blair flicking it on, comes back to him, threads the needle for Taggart, onside. Well, the flag eventually goes up. Good save by Neuenhausen in any case. There's another change comes on. This time for Melbourne City. We'll get a look at Marco Tilio. A very good evening for Harry Politidis, getting his first senior goal.
Well, it was a good performance, a goal and an assist. And unfortunately for the Perth Glory defenders, it's Marco Tilio who comes on. We know what he's like. He'll be chomping at the bit to get on that ball and run at some defenders.
And his loan deal from Celtic extended for another season, Marco Tilio. making his 6th appearance in the Australia Cup tonight. As Badge is forced back right into the corner. Used to call it the charms of the local grounds. Right up close and personal sometimes.
I do remember getting hit in the head by one of those flags against the Wanderers in an Australia Cup match.
Oh, shot coming in from distance. It came off the head of Truan, and that'll be a corner for the Glory. It is getting into that territory now. Final quarter of the game. Glory might be needing to take a few more chances. Corner delivered, and the header is on target. And Nathaniel Blair makes his mark off the bench once again. 4-3, game on in Perth.
Well, it was a commanding header, wasn't it? Just when you were calling for a little bit more from Perth Glory, they've delivered. You see, he just moves out there from the crux of players and he just attacks the ball well in between two City defenders. It's a lovely ball in just around the edge of that 6-yard box, and that's a great header down into the corner, giving the keeper no chance. And just when you're thinking that maybe City would see this game out and run away with it, well, Nathaniel Blair has other ideas.
And that's lifted the crowd once again. It was almost a good old-fashioned centre-forward goal. Ball in from the wide areas from a corner on this occasion. And an absolutely perfect technique, as you said, down and away. And most importantly, in.
Well, there was a little air when they got that 4th goal that City, the job may have been done and they could cruise through, but as we saw, especially towards the back end of last season, you don't count out right off this Perth Glory team.
Perhaps Aurelio Vidmar may have been looking to his young academy players on the bench before that goal went in. May have to rethink his tactics now. Early ball in behind Blair, and Neuenhausen gets there first.
Well, here's another look at it. You see how he just peels away to the back post so he can attack the ball. Rather than stretching and reaching, he's come from direct line of the ball, allows him to use the pace of the ball to pick his direction. Wonderful header down. And all of a sudden, there's some real life back in this contest again.
Really have seen some good centre-forward play tonight from both sides. Caputo and now Blair, even Taggart, when he scored his goal at the start of the second half.
Well, you said it earlier when we spoke about Caputo. Good number 9s. They tend to find space somehow all the time in the box. Well,
there's a couple on show tonight.
Yeah, exactly. It's the movement in the box. You move away from the space you want to go into. Then you can attack the space. Taggart's goal, when everyone's rushing back towards the 6-yard, you hold your space. You lose your defenders by standing still. There's a real art to it. There's been some real good movement on display tonight.
Here's Lezalewski looking for the early cross. Cyprian, the mistake. Taggart! Oh! Crashes it off the crossbar. City survive somehow. Nearly was a disaster for Sam Cyprian at the back.
Well, it was a wonderful ball in, wasn't it? Cyprian got it all wrong. And a man of his talents, Taggart, he'll be disappointed with that. He knows he should have buried that away.
It certainly feels like there's a few more goals left in this game. We could be on for a cup special tonight here in Perth. The Glory on the edge of the box once again. Risdon, Taggart. In fact, it was Carluccio with the ball in. Caputo working back. Throw in City.
Well, there's a real energy about the ground now, isn't there? The players, the crowd are really involved. And City, you can see now, just trying to take a little bit of time, just diffuse the situation a little.
Majeka Dunme brings it out of defence for the Glory. Risdon looks long in the run of Carluccio. And the Glory get the throw. And that's neatly done from Bagaria, but just unable to link up. Place in the round of 16 up for grabs. The draw will take place after the matches on Thursday nights. Tune into 10 play for that. Ball given away by Blair. He's run hard, Nathaniel Blair, and they've got possession back. Bagaria on the edge of the box has Blair out wide, and he goes. The low cross is blocked. And the foul given away by Lezalaiski.
Well done, Zach. Boy.
Well, there is a Fagani just giving Neuenhausen the hurry up. Came all the way through to Sale. O'Neill. The boo for City looking for the opening, but he's given possession straight back to the Glory. Risdon looks forward. Taggart struggles to get it under. Here's O'Neill. The overlapping run from Risdon. Lifted in. The clearing header from Callum Talbot. Still pressing hard here at the Glory, trying to force a turnover. And that attacking third. Gamulka.
Well, both crosses that just went into the box. It was nice play, and this was just needed to be lifted a little bit more. You can see big Nathaniel Blair at the back post just saying, hang one up for me and I'll get up and over the top of it. And then the cross that came after that as well was just a little flat. There's two Perth Glory players at the back post.
Well, no foul. Aurelio Vidmar not happy at all with the call. Now Bagaria from distance, deflected behind for the corner. Would have been interesting to see what would have happened on the sidelines if that had gone in. But the Glory have another corner. Flicked away by Truan. Carluccio lifts it back in. Only not at half clear by Cyprian. And an awkward looking shot cleared by Bahich.
Well, for most of the first half and majority of the second half, it was City with the ball and Glory struggling to get out. Well, Glory's flipped that on its head. And they are coming at Melbourne City, who are finding it very difficult to repel them.
Possession count evening up as the Glory look to swing their third corner in. Swung in deep, looking for Taggart. Blair went down in the box. Carluccio lifts it straight into Telio. And City could be on a way here. Lapane forced to hold it up. Glory able to get numbers back. Risdon, an early cross looking for Blair. Wasn't the most convincing from Neuenhausen, but it ended up in his hands nonetheless. Talbot looking long. He was able to link up well. And Caputo. Looking to lift the pace of the game here, the Glory. 4 minutes plus injury time remain. O'Neill. Bagaria. Blair. Former Wanderers Academy graduates combining. Nathaniel Blair gets the shot away, just lacking a bit of power. Andrew Naboo telling his teammates to settle things down.
Well, he's definitely brought some energy, hasn't he, coming since he's come on, Blair. Got himself a goal, but he's always just testing that defence.
Bagaria looking for runners. Here's Carluccio. Truan is there for City to clear. Blair nodding it back into the box. Naboo. Barr forward. Taggart and Blair. First time cross. The header, and it will go in! And we are locked up at 4-4. Can you believe it? Adam Bagaria off the bench.
Well, we spoke about a good header before. Well, a couple of good headers, but this is class. Great ball in. He gets up and he strains the neck muscles. Look at that. Creates his own power, guides it into the near post. And Neuenhausen just stands and watches. Well, the pressure's been building. And that young man has given the Glory fans what they wanted. It's 4-4 in the 89th minute.
A debut appearance in Glory colours for Adam Bagaria, and he gets himself on the score sheet. City made a substitution while all that was happening, and Arian Suleimani is on in jersey 20 for Melbourne City now. 4-4 with a minute plus change remaining. Settle yourself in, Daniel McBreen. We might be going a bit long. What a game we have had here tonight. 4-4. Unbelievable.
Well, who said anything's changed at Perth Glory? 8 goals tonight, 6 in their last.
Confirmation of that change for City. Arian Suleimani, 19 years old, out of the Dandenong Thunder. 7 goals in the VPL this season. City with the corner, nodded clear. Carluccio, who's gotten through a ton of work tonight, lifted back in. I'm hearing 5 minutes will be added on. Is there another late twist here in Perth? Naboo. Hoofed clear by Gamulka. Well, what is the approach here for either coach now? Do you look to make a game-changing sub, or do you start settling things down for extra time?
Oh, don't settle it down. Just go for the winner now. That's what the players will be thinking anyway. Pre-season, we don't need an extra 30 minutes. Someone score a winner, please.
Well, the 1,500 odd in the crowd tonight have certainly got their value. City come forward once again. Here's Tilio. Nearly crowded out. Jego playing on the edge of the box. Comes out wide for Tilio. In space, gets the shot away. Sale with the save. And that will be another card. Marco Tilio finds himself also in the notebook of Alireza Fagani.
Well, it was a shot from a tight angle from Marco Tilio. Well worked by Jego. Look how tight the angle is there. But have a look at that back post. Andrew Naboo was totally unmarked. And I think if the cross to the back post would have come, he would have had just a simple header or tap in at that back post area. And Tilio finds himself in the book for the challenge.
Oh, physical sliding challenge from Lizalaiski. City get the throw. Naboo finds Talbot. Well, if you're a Glory fan, this is where those 500 odd A-League games worth of experience will come in very handy. Challenges really starting to fly in now as well.
They're fired up, aren't they? 93 minutes, 94 ticks over into the 94th, and they're flying in. That's what it means.
Three minutes of the 5 have elapsed. City with an attacking free kick. Everybody wearing purple is parked inside the 18-yard box for the Glory. Bahich looks long. Sale comes and punches well. Lapane back for Tilio. Cyprian has stayed up. Muscled out of it by Risdon. It's getting very tasty as we approach full time. Lizolaiski. Bodies going down everywhere.
He's pulled it back for the foul on a Perth Glory player. And there were tackles flying in everywhere. It seemed like every time there was a touch on the ball, there was a huge tackle. 2-on-1 there. Another one comes in here. Tilio decides to run. Boom, another tackle. There's another one. And eventually, another easy Pagani says, all right, there's a free kick. Let's calm it down.
Oh, seriously, how good is cup football? It is the best. Might still be pre-season for these two sides, but they are giving it absolutely everything tonight. Nathaniel Blair working back, wins possession for the Glory. Can well be entering the last throws of the regular 90 minutes. Can Perth snatch it at the death? No, they can't. And we are going to extra time on one of the great cup nights. 4 goals apiece here in Perth. This game is not done yet. Daniel McBreen, take a breath.
Wow.
Wow. So now the planning begins for the next 30 minutes of football. Let's take a look at the goals.
Well, as you can see by the daylight, this is a long time ago. Faisal in the opening minutes of the game. Perth Glory came out like a house on fire, pressed hard, won the ball and took the early lead only 3 minutes in. It took them a while to get going, but Politidis did very well on this left-hand side. And just dinked that ball to the near post. Young Max Caputo, great header and movement from the striker to finish it off.
So 1-1, and then almost a carbon copy of how the Glory started the first half. Adam Taggart straight off the bench, putting the Glory back in front.
Great play from Gumulka down the left-hand side. Picked out Adam Taggart. And then it was a calamity of errors at the back for Glory. A misplaced pass, a misplaced clearance. And Politidis was the beneficiary after Lapane just rolls him in. Lovely finish on that near post area.
Two as Politidis gets his first goal in senior City colours, and then just after the hour mark, Andrew Naboo, somewhat fortuitously and unfortunately for the Glory and Ollie Sale, helpless, just watching it go over his head. 3-2, and just a couple of minutes later, another young gun. It has been very good tonight. Zane Schreiber has been busy and then just found himself with space on the edge of the box.
And you have to admit, at that moment when that ball went in, it seemed to take a bit of the sting out of the game, and you thought that City might see it out, but they had other ideas. The substitutions from David Drilic paid dividends, and it was a great header from Nathaniel Blair off the corner, and then an even better one from that young man. Bulgaria twisting and craning the neck to tuck it away in the near post. And that made it 4-4.
So Nathaniel Blair, a goal and assist since coming on to go with his goal in the Cup playoff. And it's a Melbourne City and Australian debut for Helman Ferreira, the new big name signing for Melbourne City. "28 years old, originally out of Vélez Sarsfield in Argentina, spent the last 4 seasons in Russia. Former Argentina under-20 rep as well. Big shoes to fill, of course, in the shape of Nuno Reis, who's moved on.
Well, he's copped a few kicks tonight, hasn't he, since coming on. Tilio, he's not happy with it either.
Samuel Cyprian making way. Tilio. Jego. A nice turn from Bulgaria. Looks up, looks long. Here the Perth Glory bench on the sidelines, very happy with how that press is going, but City up to the task, been able to play through. Andrew Naboo, 1 goal already, looking for a second. Schreiber, likewise, dancing inside the box. Tilio!
Well, I tell you what, if that went in, that would have been one of the goals of the Cup. Some wonderful football, plenty of passes from one end to the other. And in the end, as the ball ricochets out off Schreiber, Tilio really should have hit the target there, and he is not happy with himself, because that is a really great chance to put them ahead early in the second half. Sorry, the first half of extra time.
Two periods of 15 minutes, and then if we are still locked up, the dreaded, or if you're the neutral, the looked forward to penalty shootout.
Well, I heard Andy Harper was talking about the potential of maybe should we go straight to penalties after 90 minutes. I'd like to do a poll of the players. I think I know what the answer would be on their behalf.
Well, the recent Copa America adopted that.
Yep.
And as Naboo has his shot come cross, turned behind for the corner. Well, in fact, it's Aziz Bayic, apologies. I think certain sectors would be happy to adopt that format, sorry. Really, the only game that needs to be decided is the final. Potentially.
I think most players would be happy with it.
Corner for City, near post. Tilio has a second go. Sale stays on his line. It's a crowded 6-yard box.
was a decent ball in. Is it Suleimani who gets up and just gets knocked off balance as he's about to make connection with the ball?
And the Glory, to their credit, did pick things up. And now dominating a few stat counts. 17 shots to 10, 5 on target to 4 from City. 12 shots inside the box. Here's Schreiber, who's been impressive for City tonight. Tilio, and that's straight at Sale. Risdon through the eye of the needle. And Ali Reza Fagani saying no foul.
Well, we can hear what the Glory fans think about that. There's one thing you've noticed, or I've noticed from David Zulic on the sideline. Everything is positive.
Taggart drifted out wide, low cross in. Eventually finds its way to Bagaria and O'Neill. Taggart again. And they get a corner out of it. Away on the 6-yard line, only as far as, oh, it's chance here, Kamulka, and it ends up in the hands of Neuenhausen. Bit of chaos ball inside the box.
Well, for a brief moment, it looked like it was flying in the bottom corner. Neuenhausen just got down, and I think he fumbles. So have another look here. As the ball comes out, you see Kamulka, his eyes light up. He gets it on the half volley, and between defender and goalkeeper, they manage to quell the storm. I think it was Ferreira
the studs
that got the studs that slowed it down for Neuenhausen.
Ball given away, O'Neill had to stretch. Big contact. It's Bajic on Carluccio. O'Neill sliding in a touch late. Advantage being played. Substitution coming for City. And it's a senior debut for Ben Dunbar. He'll come on for Zane Schreiber, who made a very impressive fist of things tonight. His first senior appearance, Zane Schreiber.
Topped it off with a wonderful goal as well. Great strike from the edge of the box, but he's had a good game tonight.
They're losing out. Here comes City with Naboo. Ben Dunbar, an academy product for Melbourne City, another one off the production line. Comfortable playing in midfield or at fullback, 18 years old. Has been training regularly with the first team in the off-season. A little bit too strong there from Brandon O'Neill. As we cross the 100-minute mark. An 8-goal cup game. And I still really do think there's a few goals left.
I was just thinking that normally at this stage you think if someone scores that they're going to win, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like if one of them scores, the other one will say, oh, okay, well, we'll just lift our game and get another one. Thank you.
Twice the Glory were in front. And then City stretched out to a 2-goal lead with 20 minutes remaining. This crowd has really played a factor as well. As they usually do out west. The Shed getting right in behind their Glory boys. Ferreira stepping out well. Time that interception to perfection. Now it's Behic. Marco Tilio. Dunbar. Talbot. And that's given straight into Lizalewski. David Zrilic has been cheering on his team at every opportunity. Quick look at the watch as well. Not too far away from half-time. Naboo rolls it forward. And Sale just about keeps that in play. Strong tackle coming in from Risdon, winning possession back. Nice touch from Carluccio to Risdon. Carluccio's drifted out wide, crossed by Risdon. Tilio's done well. Continues the run forward. Now it's Suleimani. Tilio half-heartedly went at it. Maybe if he'd committed a little bit more, might have got something out of that.
I think he was in two minds, maybe to try and take the ball with him or shoot first time, and in the end, didn't either. I'm just trying to look here. I think he was thinking about the first time strike and then realised it was just a bit of a stretch and changed his mind.
Another substitution coming for the Glory. Will be the little live wire, quiet and go to come on for Zach Lizalewski. Well, there's a contrast in heights if ever you've seen one. Very dynamic, attacking midfielder, quiet and go. And Lizalewski, I think that last play might have just drawn it out of him. Limping from the field of play as City get things back underway. No foul on Dunbar. And the first touch for the substitute and go. He'll bring plenty of this speed and enthusiasm. Free kick to the Glory. And there'll be another 60-odd seconds. Well, we've had 30 passed already. And if my math is correct, I believe both sides still have one substitution remaining up their sleeves. And that's the end of the first period of extra time. And we are still locked up at 4 apiece. A couple of good opportunities on both sides, but nothing to break this deadlock. Here's that, probably the best one of this first 15 minutes. Marco Tilio on the end of a brilliant flowing Melbourne City move.
Well, that started right back in their own box. Probably about 20 passes to get to that moment, and he knows that that was a great opportunity to put the advantage to Melbourne City. And it's been quite a cagey first period of extra time. Lots of heavy tackles still flying in. Crowds very much involved. You can see the players now trying to get as much of the energy drinks, the water, the sweets in as well. That little hit of energy to get them through this next 15 minutes. And the last thing they would have wanted this early in the pre-season.
Well, conditions just about perfect. But it is that, I guess, that pre-season conditioning that you mentioned. Well, 120 minutes probably isn't the ideal thing, but that's what we're faced with. Looks like City are readying another substitution. And it looks like Lawrence Wong, 17-year-old academy graduate, being ready to come on. It'll be Alessandro Lapane to make way. But another senior Melbourne City debut. Very exciting young talent. Signed his 3-year scholarship deal just on Wednesday. 9 games, 3 goals in VPL 1 this season. Second tier of football in Victoria. And that's after missing the first half of the season with an injury, foot injury.
We could just hear the Melbourne City staff discussing with the officials of how many subs they've got left. And of course, it's 5 subs in normal time, but you get an extra one in extra time. So we've got 1 left because they used that one in the break as well. It's all convoluted these days, isn't it? When you give the subs, you've got certain amount of sub breaks.
Kwango jinking his way through, draws the foul. Well, Melbourne City do have another attacking substitute up their sleeve as we take a look at that foul again.
It was lovely feet from Gray, wasn't it?
22 fouls on the night. Medin Mimeti still on the bench for City is a forward by trade. Patrick Beach is the only other potential substitute. Glory have a free kick. It's knotted on at the front post, but a little bit too underneath that. On the bench for the Glory, there's still a midfielder in Jalen Pearman and Jacob Muir, the defender. Cameron Cook, reserve goalkeeper. Andrew Naboo. Now Wong. First touch in senior football. Talbot. Back for Naboo. Lifting it. It's neatly done by Kwan Go. Well, Reza Fagani thought about it for a second. Eventually gives the free kick to City. Good tackle from Truan. 50-50 ball. Now Talbot. There's Wong in space. Talbot measures the cross. Bar is there. Ferreira comes back for Truan. Wong turns and shoots.
He didn't quite get hold of it, did he? He did well to get the turn in. You see here, nice little turn. Just really sliced across it, didn't really connect at all.
Aurelio Vidmar watches on. The City side really only had a 90-minute internal game, so a real test on their hands here. There's Bagaria for Perth, lines up the shot, hits it straight at Neuenhausen. Decent contacts, just straight at the keeper. As Naboo dances around Carluccio and gets the foul.
Well, it's been a lot of bluster and baffle in the midfield in this extra time period. Who's going to find that special something to break the deadlock?
And another reaching foul. Dunbar on this occasion.
We've seen a lot of them tonight, haven't we?
Long ball Forward looking for Blair, but nice composure from Ferreira. Yellow card shown to Jared Carluccio as well. Jago wins out. Here's Wong, can turn. Just needed a little bit more Weet-Bix on the pass to Naboo.
Well, I think he had the space to just take the strike himself.
Lovely cutback from Bagaria to Ngo. A waggle of the finger from the referee. Play continues. Tilio. Through Risdon. Straight to the goal. The shot across the face, and Ollie Sale was interested. Appealing for the corner. But the goal kick has been given.
Got rid of Josh Risdon there and then just surged into the box. Purple shirts all around him. He thinks there was some deflection. None forthcoming.
That change for the Glory. Jacob Muir coming on for Brandon O'Neill. He's been industrious in the midfield for the Glory tonight. Jacob Muir, Sorrento FC junior, 22 years old. Made his senior debut in the 2021 Australia Cup against Melbourne Victory. Nodded on by Blair. Taggart loses out. It's a good commitment shown from Risdon. And Go skipping around Bajic. And this time he gets pay out of the referee. Don't the home fans love it?
That's what you like to see. Crowd really involved. You see here, it's good feet from the young man. Technically very good. Just gets clipped as he comes back.
Gave it a little fist bump as well.
Yeah, cheering with the crowd, and this is a dangerous moment now.
First player of Vietnamese origin to play in the A-League, Quine Go, bottom of your screen. Free kick for the Glory. To a dangerous position. Falls for Blair. Nathaniel Blair!
What a touch.
Gets his second on the night. And puts Perth back in front. 5-4.
Well, how about the touch from the big man? And they're all out there celebrating. Brandon O'Neill's back on the pitch. They're all out on the pitch.
That's a yellow card to Abdul Faisal, I think it was. But let's have another look at this goal. What a touch from Blair, as you said.
Well, look at that first touch. His first thought is to try and go and attack it first, and he realises he's not going to get there. So he just checks his run, and look at that little touch. Deft touch behind, and then tucks it under the goalkeeper. What a goal that is from Nathaniel Blair. 5-4 with 5 minutes to go. Absolutely brilliant goal.
Now, what's the response from City? A free kick, and it looks like another yellow card. This time to Ngo. So you have another look at that foul. Tilio using his fast feet. And City will make their final substitution. It's been a big shift for Aziz Bayic. And coming on in his place, Medin Mehmeti, 17-year-old, another academy graduate. Can he be the difference maker for City? The free kick swung in, nodded on, just over the bar from Kai Truan.
Well, we're in for an interesting final 3 minutes here. It's a decent ball in again. Kai Truan gets up. Just can't quite get it on target. Getting a little bit underneath the ball. The timing just not right.
Medin Mehmeti, just a word on him, has played one previous cup game last year in the quarterfinal against South Australian NPL side Metro Stars. He debuted for the Melbourne City Academy in NPL 2 last May as a 15-year-old, announcing himself to the footballing public with a 19-minute hat-trick off the bench with his team down 2-0, and they ended up winning 3-2. So he's got goals in him, the youngster.
Not a bad way to introduce yourself. Can he introduce himself to the wider public here?
Now, how's the game management of Perth? As Blair takes it into the corner. And the goal kick given. Well, this game's just about had everything except the red card. We've seen the yellow ticket flashed a few times. 2 minutes plus added time remaining. City need to score to force the penalty shootout. Can the Glory hold on and claim a first cup win in 8 years? Tilio bumped off the ball illegally, says the referee. As Daniel McBreen chuckles away to my right.
Oh, it's been a night of the crowd getting involved, challenges flying in, goals galore. It's been fantastic entertainment.
You mentioned it earlier, Glory, they love a 5-4, don't they? A few times last season. And they'll get, well, they'll have to defend here. City get another corner. We enter the final 60 seconds of regulation time and extra time. Is there one last twist in the tail? Corner swung in from Tilio. Nodded clear by Bulgaria. Talbot sends it back wide. Tilio once again to the byline, cuts it back. Hooked clear. Truan stayed forward. Wong. The Glory come away with it and they can break. Two minutes of added time remain. Naboo looks long. Just about found its way through. Anywhere will do for the Glory. Lawrence Wong diving in. Referee plays advantage, and Go can use his speed here. Up against Herman Ferreira. Keep it in the corner, says Daniel McBreen. And Go does exactly that. Jego wins it back. 60 seconds left. Everything forward for City now. Wong turns, but can't find a black jersey. They send it straight back into the corners. Stan Lazaridis doing the Alex Ferguson, looking at the watch. Glory still in possession. Full-time whistle in Perth. And we have had an absolute cup classic. To the delights of the 1,500 strong crowd here at the Sam Kerr Football Centre. They have brought their Perth Glory boys to a win, a first cup victory in 8 years. Oh, Macca, what can you say?
Well, it's pure entertainment, isn't it? I hope you don't want to go to bed early if you want to watch the highlight package, because this is going to take a while. But what a performance. Went one way, back the other. What a seesawing game. And Nathaniel Blair with an exquisite touch and finish to get the winner with 5 minutes remaining. Will be the toast of the town in Perth tonight.
Faisal, Taggart, Blair, a double. Bagaria, goals for Perth. Max Caputo, Harry Politidis, Andrew Naboot and Zane Schreiber, goals for Melbourne City. Full time at the Sam Kerr Football Centre in Perth. Perth Glory 5, Melbourne City 4. As we take a look at the stats, it really did swing both ways. In terms of the numbers, possession started well with Perth and then it swung back in City's favour, and it was just that all night in virtually every stat count. And in the end, Perth Glory, I think, deserved winners.
Well, when they went down 4-2 and it seemed like all the energy had been sucked out of the game, you would have been forgiven for just thinking they'd roll over. Well, they made a few substitutions which added some energy in, and then didn't they stand up? And they came at Melbourne City and they pressed and they harried and they showed a little bit of class as well. And they've come out winners in front of a jubilant 1,500 supporters for their first win in the Australia Cup in 8 years. A fantastic result. And I said earlier, what's changed? It's the same, but it isn't, is it? Look at this. This is the start of a new era, I think, for Perth Glory.
Well, let's take a look at all the highlights. In daylight, it all started. This first goal from Abdul Faisal, who is going to be a star in the A-League.
Well, he's shown just why everyone's talking about him. 2 goals in the last, 1 in this one. And then City it was who had most of the possession for quite the large chunk of that first half, and it was Politidis who put on a wonderful pass into the near post for Max Caputo, with the glancing header in at the near post to bring it to 1-1.
And that was the score at half-time. And in a carbon copy of the first half, how it started for the Glory, within 2 minutes, Adam Taggart, a half-time substitution, and he buries that chance to put the Glory back in front for 2-1.
Well, it was wonderful movement and a great ball as well from Gamuka to find him, but then it was a disaster for Perth. They gave the ball away, and then a horror clearance attempt allowed Politidis to get himself on the score sheet after Lapane wins the ball, puts it in his path, and he tucks it away clinically to bring the scores back to 2-2.
It was all City at this stage. Ended up being 3 goals in 17 minutes. That was 2-2. And to put City back in front, Andrew Naboot. Well, it doesn't matter how it goes in as long as it does. And Andrew Naboot putting City in front 3-2. Nothing much Ollie Sale could really have done about that. And just 5 minutes later, one of the most impressive youngsters on the park in Melbourne City colours, Zane Schreiber, a well-deserved goal and a well-taken finish.
Well, it was a wonderful strike, wasn't it? Only one thing on his mind, he opened up the hips, put it on his left foot and found the far side netting with a great finish. And at that point, we were talking about where you thought it was all over. And then the substitutions had their say for Perth Glory. Nathaniel Blair with a great header down at that far post. And then an even better header coming as the ball dropped out. It was Carluccio who put the ball back in. And Bulgaria with a wonderful header. Look at that. Really finding the power himself to guide it back across the face of the goal. And that was just with a minute to go.
Not a bad little celebration as well. Great way to announce your name, but Nathaniel Blair, the footwork from the youngster, the size that he has to show this deft kind of touch. His centre forward play is really going to be something to watch for the Glory this season.
Well, it is. And that's what it means. We talked earlier about the passion of the people involved at the club. 5-4. Well, they love an exciting game. I don't know how the Glory fans do it or how they have any hair left after pulling it out in these matches, but they got there tonight. A wonderful result.
Nikola Miliuznic could well be thinking, what have I got myself in for this season? What a game we've had in Perth. 9 goals. They are through to the round of 16, the Perth Glory. More round of 32 games to come on Tuesday night. Coverage starts 7 p.m. Eastern on 10 Play. 4 games for you. A couple of NPL v A-League sides. Lambton Jaffers up against Melbourne Victory. South Melbourne hosting Wellington Phoenix. The lowest ranked team in the competition this year, Melbourne Serbia. What an occasion that's going to be for them as they host Modbury Jets. And then the late kickoff back here in Perth, Olympic Kingsway taking on the Edgeworth Eagles. Unbelievable cup night we have had. An absolute classic. Melbourne City, just their second loss in the round of 32 in 10 years. And on the flip side, a drought breaker for the Glory. A first win in the cup in 8 years. And they march on to the round of 16. And that is where we will leave it tonight here in Perth from the Sam Kerr Football Centre. On behalf of all the 10 Sport crew, Robbie Feldman, Danny McBreen, it's been an absolute pleasure. I've loved that.
Well, what can't you not? What is there not to love about that game? Fantastic football, fantastic excitement, the magic of the cup.
Certainly, the magic of the cup. It rolls on. Thank you for your company tonight here on 10 Play. Join us again on Tuesday night for more round of 32 action. The Glory advance to the round of 16.